Well, Jurgen, a record-breaking day, biggest ever win against United. Mo Salah becomes the club's Premier League record scorer. What are your highlights of today's performance?
First of all, it sounds like a day from another season. Like it doesn't fit really in this season so far. So even better it feels in the moment because it's so incredibly important for us. We need results. We need results. We need performances, and tonight we got both. Super performance from the start. A super performance.
All three of the forwards got 2 goals. How do you feel your understanding with Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez is developing now?
Yeah, every day in training, every match day, it's getting better. And yeah, we just have to keep improving together and speak to each other like how everybody is running. And then at the end, I think it will be all right.
Oh, it's a reality check. We didn't stick to the plan. We lose our heads, and we didn't do our jobs. And defense transition, and you know how good they are in transition. But we just not running with our opponents. We didn't track back, and that's really unprofessional.
Are you angry about it, about that second half performance?
Yes, definitely. I am surprised because I have seen the last weeks, months. Team what is resilient, what is determined, what is really had a winning attitude. Second half, we hadn't a winning attitude at all.
I mean, what a remarkable game.
Yeah, I was in disbelief. I was shocked and I was stunned from a Man United point of view. Man United over the last couple of months have been brilliant. You could see what they've been trying to do. Got some really good results, especially the one against Barcelona. The confidence was in the team. I didn't see United going and maybe winning today. I thought they'd maybe get a draw. But from Liverpool's point of view, they were clinical, they were outstanding, they had the fluidity back in the team. And this is a Liverpool that you want to see. We always thought Liverpool would be this season. It's not quite happened for them earlier on in the season. But today, they put a marker down to show everyone that we're back.
Let's look at their front three, an evolving front three, and they all delivered today.
Yeah, it's a new variation of the old three, isn't it? Let's be honest. They're younger, they're faster, they're stronger. And I think with Gakpo going through the middle, he's now like a new 2.0. Bobby Firmino has been great over the time. And as we're going to see now in the VT, the way that it's changing around, they're being very fluid, as Michael just talked about there. As you can see here, he's got Salah out in his normal position. Núñez has occupied the middle, allows Gakpo to drop in. But I think this is just wonderful how they occupy the top line, the three of them. And he's not standing there admiring his work. He's getting in behind. And this is a great touch and a wonderful, calm finish. Like a young Thierry Henry there, the way he was finishing. But the way that they're delivering in terms of their press, and they're always forcing United back. The three of them occupy that back line on their own. Núñez was actually pretty poor in this regard here, but still gets it going. And the best thing I love about them, they're always in the middle of the goal. There's always one in the middle of the goal. You'll see it in about 3 or 4 of these goals. There's someone in. And this is Liverpool, for me, at their best, like the flying arrows when they're going. And as we were watching it, my friend over there was having a very good laugh at this defending. We wanted to see what Martinez was like. It's a lovely finish, but I'll let you talk over this a little bit.
No, it's just brilliant from Salah, twisted you one way. And Martinez didn't do too much wrong at one point, but it was his quick feet.
Yeah,
look at
the little look there. He's already made his mind up, and that's just when the confidence is flowing. But they're going, and they're going now with that real intensity again, which they probably were doing last year and in a few years gone by. But earlier on this season, we're not seeing it, and this is a wonderful finish. They get lucky, but what a finish that is from Mohamed Salah. And this is what they're all about. And as I say, they're always one in the middle. It doesn't matter if they change over strikers, whether it's Jota, whether whoever comes in, they're always in the middle. And that might look lucky, but he's still in the right place and he's always there.
Does that go back a little bit to what Cody Gakpo said in the interview? And Mo Salah now, Liverpool's record Premier League scorer, he's gone ahead of Robbie Fowler. Does that go back to what Gakpo said in the interview then about every training session? They're getting better, they're getting stronger, more understanding. So whilst they have nominal positions, as long as one of them's always through the middle, they'll be all right.
Yeah, and also you have to remember as well, Núñez and Gakpo are both 23 years old. Their ceiling is going to be through the roof. So it's a transitional period for Liverpool. Like a lot of clubs, Man City are getting used to Haaland, and it's all going to be changing. But when they get it right, they're like that, and they are frightening.
They blitzed them in the second half, really. I mean, 6 of the 7 goals in the second half. And yet in the first 45 minutes, you could see the signs?
Yeah, there was no communication between Dalot and Anthony. At times, it was like they was playing with 10 men because Anthony wasn't doing his work at all down that side. And I've just got a couple of clips here where I didn't know if it was tactical at first, Anthony's position, but we all know how good Robertson and Trent are and the full-back positions. You would think that someone would try and get closer to Robertson. If you look at Anthony's position there, it doesn't track him, and that was just a little flavour of what was going to happen. So he's 8 metres away here, and the ball's in here. Dalot has to go inside to protect the ball on that side and get in line with his back four. Anthony needs to come into that position, and he just doesn't do it. So I was confused in what he was doing. Like I said, I don't know if it was him just being lazy for his team, or the manager had told him to stay up there and try have an offence on the counter-attack. But either way, it kept happening and happening throughout the game. And if I'm a right-back like Dalot there, I'm just screaming, come in and help me. Look at me here. When Man United win the ball, look how quick Anthony is to run. And as soon as they lose the ball, he just walks. And I mean, we're talking about one of the biggest games for Man United this season.
The biggest.
And his position here, okay, if you want to press in that position, so when Man United win the ball back on transition, they've not even got an option for him to run in behind because he's 4 yards offside. What happens? The ball will come across, and who wins the ball? Robertson. It's 2v1. Dalot's out of position. Anthony, again, nowhere to be seen. Liverpool are on their attack. The next clip we're going to see is from a throw-in. And Troy, you wanted to talk about this one.
Yeah, I just think when you're in this space, you're trying to press them in here. You got to go old school, go back to the basics, because you know what Trent can do. He'll switch the play. But you've got to get the shift here. Look where they're positioned. I'll do that. Make them go back. Make them play around you, not through you. And as you see here, very simply, no pressure on the ball. Everyone presses late. And it's a great pass, but it's not a difficult pass for someone of Trent's calibre. And now they're in again. And it's just time after time, they just kept leaving that left-hand side, and eventually you'll get put.
The way Anthony is set up here, he's got 3 options. If he goes into this position, he can go into midfield, he can go to the one behind him, Robertson, and he can go to Van Dijk. And that's his position he should be. It doesn't happen.
But he's in no man's land.
He's in absolute no man's land. And then what happens? It comes from the goal. Robertson goes in time, got the time to pick his pass. OK, Fred gambles. He shouldn't really be gambling, Fred. It should be more in this position, allow the ball to go to his feet, and then engage to the ball, runs in behind, and then it's a wonderful finish. It really is. But this is all in at 0-0, these clips that I was showing. It's not like it was 4 and 5-0 and he's chasing the game. This is when he's trying to be in the game.
But you did question whether that was an instruction, because we've talked many times, not just with Liverpool, but many times on this show about if an opposition's fullbacks are really well advanced, are you brave and leave one of your wide men up to create them a problem? But you don't think it was an instruction?
No, I think it was him not helping out his teammates. And you've got to see how the game is materialising. If you know Robertson's getting all the joy down that side, just tuck in and help your teammates out.
Can Manchester United write this off as just a freak result? Because the other way of thinking is there were some old characteristics that came back from some players in that game.
Yeah, the only way you can say that is how the performances of next week. And I think if I'm Jadon Sancho, I'll be training this week going, hold on, he's not tracking back once here. So I expect to be playing this week. He didn't even come on. So I think it'll be all dependent on what they do over the next week or 2 weeks. But it's worrying signs if you're going to lose 7. I think for how they've been on when it was getting away from them, if they'd have stopped the rot and lost 3-0, you go, that's just a bad day. But I think the fact that it continued to carry on is a worrying sign. This
is where you see character now. The only thing I would say in the game, Fernandes, who's the captain, is constantly waving his arms in the air. He needs to encourage his players, get some sort of structure.
There was no leadership today,
there was none today. But you get that. You can't win every game. But obviously today it was the way that the lost. I think it's a blip for Man United. Liverpool, going to Anfield's always a tough fixture for absolutely everyone. They'll bounce back from that. But I just think that it was the way it happened. Almost humiliation at time today.
Just